So look, I remember when the promo pics for this figure came out, and everybody, including myself, was looking at those photos like,
Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
but bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, this figure is not as bad as we thought it was gonna be. Just a friendly reminder from your boy Animated Heroes, don't forget to check out my boys at Sculptimo Toys for the best figures, best prices, and fastest shipping if you guys haven't already. Let's get into it. What the heck is up, you guys? Animated Heroes here, back with another video for you. And as you can see, today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Green Lantern from Justice League. And having this figure in hand, I'm going to be real with you guys. It looks a whole lot better in person than we saw in the promo pics. Like, I'm promising you guys, it's going to look a whole lot better once I get this guy out of the package and you guys get to look at him. But that being said, I don't want to harp on that too much. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sexy packaging, and then we'll dive right into the figure. So for that sexy packaging, the same thing we've been seeing. You got the 22 moving parts of articulation at the top, McFarlane Toys. Figures for ages 12 and up. If you're not 12 or older, don't touch this figure. This is it through the window packaging, just a standard looking Green Lantern until we get to take a look at it. DC Multiverse Green Lantern at the bottom, nothing much going on at the top. All the stuff that no one cares about at the bottom. On the side it just says Green Lantern, Justice League, McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse. Right here it just says Green Lantern, and then of course on the back we got a cool card of Green Lantern right there. Doesn't quite look like him from the Justice League anime, but it's still cool, and I really like that shot of him in space. I definitely dig that. We got the Batman right here, the Hellbat suit, which I want. If you see that, somebody let me know. I got Harley Quinn, I got Superman, reviewed both of them. Check them out if you haven't already. And then, of course, the Superman, I don't know the name of that suit, but yeah. If you guys see either of these two, the Batman or the Superman, let me know, because I need those. And then McFarlane's, all their information at the bottom, the Facebook page, the Twitter, and the Instagram. So, no more holding back. Let's go ahead and bust this guy out of the packaging and see what we're working with here. Now, straight out of the packaging, the first thing that caught my attention about this figure is that, man, this dude looks angry as hell. Who made you like this? Nah, but for real though, this figure actually looks pretty freaking cool, man. I feel like they captured the facial expression perfect. This definitely looks like John Stewart from the comics, and the only gripes I have about this so far are that I wish that the green was a little bit darker. Like, I'm going to show you guys the green next to the card. Like, as you guys can see, that's a much, much darker green. And I think it just looks better on the suit. But it's not bad. It's definitely not ugly at all. I just feel like the figure would have looked a little bit cooler with a darker green. I also wish that they would have connected, like, this right here, like they would have put some paint in there like they did with All Might, so it didn't look like his suit was separated or anything, because it just looks weird to go from green to black to green and then it's like it doesn't connect. But I mean, that's not a major gripe. I understand different companies do everything differently, so that's not really a bother for me. And the last thing is just that his legs are a little bit more loose than I'm used to. And it's not bad at all. It's not like they wobble around, as you guys can see. They do stand flush. But it's just they're a lot more loose than the Superman figures and the Harley figure. But other than that, in terms of looks, I feel like they got it down. The paint's really nice. I don't see anything off. Like, I really feel like they're stepping their paint game up. There's a little bit of green in like the holes right here that you can see, but I'm guessing it's because that's the color it was molded in, and it's not bad at all. It's not like it's a bother, but yeah, I don't really see too many issues with this figure so far. But let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall he stands. Then we'll get into the rest of what this figure has to offer. Now, to the top of his head, Green Lantern does stand actually a little bit under 7.5 inches. So he's a little bit taller than the other figures, not by much, but he is a little bit taller. And of course, I will do some size comparisons a little bit later in the video. Now let's go ahead and check out that articulation. His head does look up only about that much, and as you can see, there's a bit of gapping in there. I don't know if there's a way they can have worked around that. It's not much of a bother, but if you try to lift it any further, this is what you got going on. So I suggest just kind of leaving it like that. If you want to make him look up, and make sure you angle him correctly, because that's going to be a pain to some people. He looks down very well, much better than he looks up, as you guys can see. So I'm happy about that. He does have really good tilt, and he can turn his head all the way around, as you'd expect. Now his arm goes up about that much. You're not really going to get it much further, but I think that's fine enough. He does have a butterfly joint, but they're not effective. Like, I feel like they kind of just put that in there just to put it there, which is another reason they should have just connected the costume, because as you guys can see, this is like, you probably can't tell very much, but this is not moving at all, forward or back. So it doesn't really change the range. So they could have just left this out and just painted this part right here. But as you can see, it is there. He does have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. Goes in about that much. Now, just like with the Superman figure, watch when you bend this in, because it does bend the plastic a bit. So yeah, you don't want that sticking out, but it is there just to let you guys know. And if you can see right here, like, it's already bent up a little bit. So yeah, watch that when you bend the hand. Anyway, he can move his hand around about that much, as you guys can see. Not much restriction at all. His diaphragm joint helps him to lean back about that much, lean forward about that much, not very much. So he actually moves back a whole lot better than I just showed you guys. Some of it comes from the waist, but yeah, he does move back very well, just not forward too much. And of course, he can turn. That's no issue. He also turns at the waist, and this is the most loose waist I have ever seen from McFarlane. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Typically, when I get a McFarlane figure, I really have to like work these joints right here in for them to turn. This guy turns smoothly, so I'm happy about that. His foot goes out about that much, not very much. And as you guys can see, it does hit that plastic right there. So watch that, because you don't want to warp it. It goes back about that much. My guy can do the splits, no problem whatsoever. He does have a slight thigh swivel. It turns, but it's not going to do very much. He does have double jointed knees, as you guys can see. Goes all the way back, so that's cool. Now, as far as his legs, there's no swivel right here, though it looks like it is. His foot goes down about that much, up about that much. He does have ankle rocker, no issue, and he does have a toe hinge. So as far as articulation goes, he lacks right around the butterfly joints, and of course it sucks that he doesn't have double jointed elbows, but the guy's so muscular that probably wouldn't even be very effective. So he's decent. He can definitely pose however you want him to. Now, as far as accessories go, he's another one of those figures that's very light on the accessories. The two hands that you see on him are exactly how he comes in the package. He comes with a fist hand, and then he comes with just an open hand, so like he can hold something. He comes with these, which I think goes around his eye. I've never actually paid attention to Green Lantern much, so I couldn't tell you what this is for. So don't judge me on that, but I absolutely don't know. And then he comes with this freaking cool gun, like, I guess you put this on his fist. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you slide the hand in there. It's very translucent and it looks nice. I wish he would have came with like a shield or something, like one that he uses to block from attacks. That would be great, very effective. McFarlane, take notes. And a fist hand would have been great. But other than that, that's the only accessories you get as far as equipping to the figure. Now, he does come with this card, like I said, I showed earlier, and this card looks cool, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is actually a really dope card. This one I want to be keeping. And then, of course, it does have a little bio on the back. Pause it right now if you want to read it. And lastly, he comes with the same thing every other figure comes with, which is just a stand. It's just black. It says DC, and you can peg his foot into it. So that's all on the accessories. Like I said, very light, but effective enough, I guess. Now, for some size comparisons, here he is standing next to some more figures that come from the wave. It's going to be the Harley Quinn in the classic outfit, the animated series Superman, which the two of them look really good together, and then, of course, the classic outfit Superman. All of these run right around the same size, which is interesting. But as you guys can see, if you look, he's a tad bit taller than the animated series Superman. Next up, here he is standing next to a few different figures from a few different lines. We have the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Boo, and as you guys can see, they're damn near eye to eye, so that just goes to show how tall this guy is. The Marvel Legends Velocity Suit Spider-Man, and the Mafex Classic comic book Spider-Man outfit. And this guy is towering over both of the Spider-Man figures. Now lastly, here he is standing next to the McFarlane Toys My Hero Academia Shigaraki, a Mattel DC Universe Classic Robin, and of course his brother from a distant mother that's undercover, a DC Icons Green Lantern. Now outside of the issues I mentioned with this figure, I will say it's definitely well worth the pickup. Now mine, more towards the end of the video, it got to the point to where the legs got so loose, I just got tired of trying to stand him up. And right now, he's actually on the stand because this joint right here is even loose. And so, like, when I sit him still, he, like, tries to crunch forward. And it's just because he's so top heavy. It makes sense, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to be an issue with anyone else's figure. Take that with a grain of salt because I have a lot of McFarlane figures and none of them have ever suffered from loose joints. It's probably just this figure specifically, and I mean that in terms of just mine, not like any Green Lantern that you go pick up. Now the accessories definitely top this guy off for me. It's probably because this looks like the water gun I had when I was a kid. I really dig that. I know I'm going to be posing him with it. And my boy right here got the Scouter, man. He's going to be checking out power levels, so I think I can have some fun with this figure. He's going to look really nice being posed next to other Justice League figures. That's going to be why I keep it in my collection. Because as a standalone figure, I'm kind of on it. I'm not a real big Green Lantern fan, but he's fun to pose. I can say that. Just like the rest of the figures that they have made, this guy is very fun to pose. And I just wish they would have went with that darker green, man. If they would have made this guy look like this in terms of paint, I really feel like this figure would have looked nice. And that's not to say that it looks bad, but anyway, that is my review of this figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon because all of my subscribers are telling me that they're not seeing my content, and that's something I've even noticed in some of my recent videos. So make sure to hit that bell icon. Lastly, follow me on everything that you see in the description below for more of my content. And as always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.